Welcome back to Michigan Sports Media Network, and as always, your host, Jay Sweet. I have Brad Thompson, our lead Tigers reporter, and then James Gullett, our lead Red Wings reporter, with me as well. But with that being said, now we will move on to some March Madness, because this Thursday it starts. It's round one, and tomorrow night is the the first four or whatever. And then obviously Thursday is when the true March Madness bracket starts. Michigan State, they're in the dance, baby. We did it. A lot of people, were worried Michigan wouldn't even make it with how they were looking towards the end of the year. And then they went and won the whole Big Ten championship or Big Ten tournament. So they were a shoo-in at that point, I feel like. And a lot of people think they were snubbed, which, I'll let Brad have the floor on that one. I won't go too far into that. And then, they got the 5 seed, which isn't terrible. But MSU has the 2 seed, which I think is pretty well deserved. Tom Izzo gets himself back into the dance yet again. We could see a Michigan State run. I think, like, legitimately, we could see both of those teams make it pretty far into the bracket. But with that being said, I'll pass it over to you, Brad, and you got the floor.
Yeah, well, I don't have any horse in the race, because, I'm Indiana alum, and I don't want to hear any crying that we didn't get in. We didn't deserve to be in. So I'll leave it at that. Do not cry for us, Argentina. All right. Uh, but man, Michigan, they got screwed. All right, they got screwed in that seeding. I mean, the NCAA didn't even give them a reach around, for Christ's sake. Okay. Now this is what it. The facts don't. It just proves that it's ridiculous. Michigan beat Wisconsin in the regular season. Michigan beat Purdue in the regular season. Michigan beat Purdue in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten tournament. Wisconsin's a 3 seed. Purdue's a 4 seed. Michigan's a 5 seed. Michigan beat Maryland. Maryland's a 3 seed. Wow. That, to me, there is no explanation of that. That guy can come out of his little room and say with a little North Carolina blue tie, well, this is what we thought of. This is what we thought. Dude, stop, okay? You're lucky you got out of that room alive because your team got in. And West Virginia, with 6 quad 1 wins, by the way, and beating Kansas at Kansas, they're at home right now. But I don't want to go off on a tangent there. It's not just the 5 seed. It's the team they're matching up against. University of San Diego was flat out legit. They are the 36th ranked team in the nation. Okay, let's give a little food for thought here. The defending champs, UConn Huskies, are the 30th ranked team in the nation. So we do not get a lot of their games out of the West Coast. They're a little bit above a mid-major, but this team went 30-4, and they're riding a 15-game winning streak right now. Okay, their defense, they're averaging, all right, 61.6 a game is what they're giving up right now. Speaking of great defenses like we have, this is an incredible defense. They get their turnovers, all right, and U of M is a turnover-prone team, all right. It's going to be 2 different styles. Michigan's going to, play the Twin Towers there, okay. Now, the advantage that Michigan has, without a doubt, is the tallest guy on University of San Diego. He's 6'8". So you're gonna see a mix in there. You're gonna see Cheddar. You're gonna see Golden. All right. So they're gonna play big ball a little bit. All right. I think what you're gonna see is them probably want to slow the game down a little bit. San Diego who shoot their threes with the best of them. So and remember, there's always been a 5-12 upset. There always has been one for God knows how long. The streak has never really been broken in a long time. I'm not saying Michigan is going to be that team, but boy, it sure sets up for it. And then with the 5 seed, if Michigan wins, their reward is playing probably Texas A&M in the next round. So they really did a number on Michigan with the seeding. A lot of experts, a lot of people in the know are taking San Diego all the way to the grade 8 and at least the Sweet 16. So I really hope Michigan wins. Man, I don't know. I can tell you right now that it ain't going to be easy. Now with Michigan State, obviously being a 2 seed playing a 15 seed in Bryant, they should be able to handle their business. Of note, Bryant is coached by Phil Martelli Jr. Phil Martelli Sr. was on the staff of Juwan Howard's for many years at U of M. Good friend with Tom Izzo, so there's a little bit of history there. You know, they're a mid-major, but with the portal now, they've got 4 starters that came over from St. John's in Memphis. So these are guys who came over from big Division I programs. You know, the big boys, and you know they know how to play basketball. They do. Uh, it's basically going to be MSU versus a poor man's MSU. They play similar styles. Uh, if MSU does what they're supposed to do, they'll handle their business. I would like to see Adkins step up his game a little more. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm going to keep a real big eye on Holloman. Not so much about his game, but quite frankly, you know, in my opinion, he cost Michigan State the basketball game against Wisconsin. He got no reason. He's a co-captain now. There was no reason for him to get that technical. Okay, they lost by 3. All right, but that was a 2-shot foul. Okay, a technical was 2 shots. Yeah, granted, it would have been 1 point, but that's giving them points. Plus, if you look after that technical, they went on a cold streak, big time. So he really did kill a lot of momentum. He's really got to watch himself. Once is okay. All right, naughty, don't do that again. He's done it twice now, so he better keep his emotions in check. All right. What was funny is Izzo being Izzo, you could read his lips because Holloman didn't even know he got a technical until you know someone told him, and he looked around at Izzo with his palms up, and Izzo, you could see it. He goes, "Yeah, you got a technical, you fucking idiot." You could read his lips. So, but you can't do that when they get into bigger games down the stretch here. Hopefully, Michigan can pull through and get on a good run because these teams are in the same region. So if they would match up, I believe it would be in the grade 8, and that would sure be something to watch. So, having said that, that's all I got.
Yeah, and thanks for that, Brad. Obviously, I'm personally a Michigan fan, but I will always root for Michigan State as well when it comes to March Madness. Really, when they're playing anybody else. I mean, I've been to Michigan State games when I went to the game when they played Rutgers last year, the game that they played Nebraska 2 years ago for football. So, I mean, I'm not one of those Michigan fans that hates Michigan State. I only hate them when we play them. So, with that being said, go green, go blue. Hopefully, somebody can make some noise this year. And usually it is Michigan State when it comes to March Madness. So Michigan's had our few times, but